Hey, I'm Yessie.
And I'm AD. She's an Aries.
He's the air sign. Welcome to Airing It Out podcast.
All right, guys. Welcome back. Or if this is your first time here, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
We're talking about a few things today. We're gonna get into the Diddy Rico case. We're gonna talk about Primming and SL.
Okay.
So our next subject is Primming in Second Life. So if you are following us on our page on Facebook, Airing It Out Podcast LL, then you'll see that we've been asking questions. Not only have we been asking questions, but we've also been taking screenshots that we're going to talk about while we answer these questions. So, what was one of the first questions that we posted, babe?
First question that I see was like question of the day. How many of y'all out there still prim? And if you don't, I want to know why. Because I keep seeing people say, I don't prim. Like that's just so beyond. Like who still prims? Like those people I feel like y'all do prim. Y'all just don't want to say it. But I think y'all know some of y'all are about that life. But
Babe,
that was the first question.
Baby, you know I'm very transparent about my life and my life. This who you married, because I'm not per up the RP way. Okay, we was in here praying. We was in here getting it in, specifically in this podcast. Specifically, she got pregnant in this podcast studio.
Did.
Okay. And unlike Diddy, I'm not letting that footage out. Okay. You think I'm about to have y'all sliding in her box? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That footage is private. It's staying locked away.
Who's gonna footage?
If it is
just to watch party with us.
And you know, anybody asks me, her Primming is trash. She sounds horrible. It's giving horse. Nay. Okay. It's horrible. Terrible.
Nay.
Nay. Looking ass, okay? It's giving sheep. Bad. It's horrible. Worst worst primming ever, if anybody asks. Okay.
He married me because he felt sorry for me.
If anybody asks, that's the case. Matter of fact, most of her letters on her keyboard don't work. You gotta decipher that. The AJO don't work. That's half the words
I
we
can't
gotta
spell.
Okay.
That and they don't know how to spell.
Okay, can't spell. Horrible. Listen, anybody ask? That's what I'm telling them. Okay, I'm never bigging you up, babe. Why would I do that?
I'm never gonna big you up.
I'm never, okay?
I'm
telling
like,
people it's trash.
Clumsy.
Okay.
He's clumsy. He's blah. He says things like he talks in the third person.
Okay, and do Adonis walked over to the couch. Do you hear me? Good job, babe. Come here, give me kisses.
They've logged off on people's faces. They were single because the role play was terrible. And there was one time that she just ejected him because his emotes was up to par. But when they were supposed to get to getting down to the nitty gritty, trash.
And that I hate that for her. But I saw that post and I thought that was hilarious when she said she ejected. Now logging off is funny, but actually ejecting someone is hilarious.
Like, get out of here. And then he probably was like, what happened? I got ejected. What do you say? Go with God.
Go
And
with
then someone
God.
else said it depends on. I said it depends on how creative the role play is for me, and also if they can respond fast enough to keep my attention. Another person said they logged off on so many erotic role plays because they were awful.
But like, if
And
it's
someone
awful,
said
is it
again they
even
face
erotic?
crashed.
But listen,
Is it
listen.
erotic? Is it,
If it's awful,
yeah.
is it even considered erotic?
And then someone else said I dated someone whose erotic role play was whack ass and called her a bobblehead.
What? But I'm wondering, like, how long did they stay in that relationship? Because if it was whack, how long was you there and why? You know what I mean? Questions I should have asked. If there's anyone who
Okay, but you know what? There's some people that might, date and, do the whole courting and all of that before they get to the erotic role play. And then maybe like they dated and it was just like, they like their company. Then they worked their way to it and they found out like, oh,
you know
uh,
can't relate.
okay.
Can't relate. I don't know. The
Someone
first
else
time we
said,
dated, I don't think we were like. I think it took us a while though. No, I can't. I think. Never mind.
I think it took us a couple of weeks.
Really?
It took us a couple of weeks.
We
Yeah,
had
I
known
think
each other
maybe.
for so long though.
Yeah, had to, you know, move from that friend, you're my friend,
Hmm
to hang me out stage.
Yo, from
And
friend
when I
zone,
did, I was like,
it's possible, fellas.
terrible. Just kidding.
It's terrible, Mary. From friendship zone to turned out, it's possible, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Keep hope alive.
Someone else said, I enjoy primming. However, I don't do it often. It's a good little foreplay. Hop on the phone after. But having someone who can emote well is a turn on.
Okay, hop on the
Then,
phone. I wonder when they say hop on the phone, like, are they
oh,
calling each other on their cell phones? Is this Skype or is they calling each other in world? I have so many questions. If any of these are your comments and you're watching this, can you elaborate? Like, are y'all talking on cell phones? Like, y'all like, let me close this computer. Like, are y'all calling each other in box? Like, what are y'all doing?
then another person said, no, this was you. Me
What I said?
personally, I'm a Christian, very demure, very innocent. Life. My life.
I am a Christian and I am very innocent and I am very demure.
Then another person said, me and my partner, we prim and we hunch in real life. We have fun like that. Love that for you. What is a deal breaker for you when it comes to primming?
For me personally,
Yes, of course.
well,
First
a
of all, let
deal
me ask you,
breaker. Uh-huh.
Adonis, Adonis, do you prim?
Absolutely. That's how you got pregnant. That's how we did this
It
the old
is.
fashioned way.
It is. It is.
We was in here working that couch out.
Not this couch you're sitting on. It was a different one.
It's not this couch, okay? It was a couch. We need to re-res that couch.
It was a different couch.
But what do you mean
Definitely
by
need
deal
to re-res
breaker?
it.
Absolutely. What do you mean by deal
Like,
breaker?
what is okay? Not a deal breaker, but what is something that you've just been like in the middle of primming, you've been like, I can't do this,
Back in the day when I
or
wasn't
share an experience.
back in the day when I wasn't SHIT, there was this oh my gosh, I don't want to expose myself. There was this pregnant Abby. She was already pregnant when I met her, and she was with this well-known person. And when I seen her avatar, it was like a dark skinned Abby, which back in the day they didn't really have dark skinned Abbies, and I was in love. Okay, it was in lust at first sight. So when I met her, I was on my teen app. I gave her my calling card for Adonis, and I was like, you know what? Fuck all this teen shit. Add me. So my team was bold. Okay. So anyway, I got on this Abby, my adult Abby. Um, and I added her. She sent me a request. And so I was talking to her a little bit, took her back to the house, and we were primming, and it was so boring. And it was just like, oh yeah, like it was boring. Like her emotes was boring. We just didn't have a connection. So we just became friends. I crashed and was like, oh shit, I crashed or
Not
whatever. Yeah.
crashed with like air quotes.
Yeah,
Did you really crash?
I closed the laptop. Closed the laptop. I was like, I'm not doing this. This is boring AF. Gorgeous avatar. I'm pretty sure, clearly somebody loved it. She was pregnant. And but yeah. And how about you? What's the deal breaker for you? What's the deal breaker for you?
Novels. I hate a novel. I don't need the details of you coming in the house, slipping off your shoes. Like, I don't need all of that. I don't need like extreme detail. I'm not gonna read like a whole paragraph that you have to hit enter twice, send, because I'm literally gonna read the last sentence and go from there. I don't like that. I don't like third person emoting, and I don't like stuff like
you
your pussy. I can't say that. I don't like things like
I gotta beep you out.
You gotta beep me out. I don't like things like, you're like, I don't like, just like stuff like that. Like, yeah. I love words. I like detail, but I don't like too much detail. You know what I mean?
Oh, you want a poet?
I'm not a poet. I got a poet.
Well.
The way you do it suits me just fine.
No, it doesn't. I'm horrible. Look.
You're terrible.
Yes, exactly. The worst.
But yeah, those are deal breakers for me.
Okay. What did Cash Doll say?
And I never tell a chick about the pipe I get, cause if she ever disrespect, I have to fight that bitch. You know that beef sticks so.
I'm definitely gonna have to chop this up into like a 2-part series. What?
Also, I'm gonna say this. The people that make comments about, oh, do you guys do that? People still prim. People still do this on SL. It's like, yes, don't judge the way like somebody else is doing their SL, because everybody's doing whatever they feel comfortable with. I really get annoyed with that when people are like, yeah, still primming, like, yes, me still prim.
I'm not yucking nobody's yum. I'm not
Same,
yucking
so
nobody's
pretty.
yum. Cause I'm definitely
I
into some
didn't cook
crazy stuff.
anything. Okay.
Okay, so we have this Diddy trial taking over all of our social media.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a couple people you've been watching, right? Or you have a specific favorite. Do you remember his name?
I love Armin Wiggins on YouTube. He's also on Instagram.
Okay.
But his name is Armin, Armon Wiggins. He's hilarious. You know, because I'm not trying to like say he tries to make light of the case or anything like that, but because this is such a heavy, heavy case, and it can be triggering people. I get that he has to lighten up the commentary a little bit. If you have a chance to check him out, he is hilarious. But he does give you the information. Like he told us. Well, he said on the live the other day, he's like, I'm up at 2:00 in the morning, making my way to the courthouse, standing in line for hours, so he can get in, make his notes, the information, and deliver it to us. Because I was at first checking in with Law and Crime, maybe on YouTube, and I feel like it's a little bit biased over there. I think like it's a little bit biased over there, and I wasn't getting as much information as I was wanting from the trial. Armin is like reading text messages. He's like telling you what's going on. He's like, first, they take you into Diddy's hotel room, the Parker, I think it was the Park Hyatt or Hyatt Park or something like that. Anyways, he's like, they take you into the hotel room. First you enter this room, then there's this room, then there's like pictures of towels. There's a picture of the vanity, and there's towels on the floor. There's this, there's that. So he's telling you all these details because he's like writing them down. And I love him. I tried to watch Tisa Tells, but she was all over the place, and she's a little annoying to me. Like, she's got a little too much energy. Like, I like a little bit of comedy, but she's like doing the most. So she was a little bit irritating to me, but that's who I've really been watching is Armin.
And me, I like a little bit of comic relief, but for the most part, I like a serious undertone. So I watch a lot of Black women. The two that I'm watching are Nosy Bystander on TikTok, and I'm not a lawyer, but also on TikTok. The two of them know how to lighten the mood without making light of the situation. So those are the two that I've been watching. So that's where I'm getting the information that I'm speaking on this podcast.
And I'm getting my information from Armin.
So
what do you think about it so far?
I feel like this is a modern day, not witch hunt, but like dragon. I feel like they are focusing this case on Cassie. It's diverting a lot of attention from Diddy and his actions. And I feel like by diverting attention to what's happened, what Cassie partaked in, what Don partaked in, what these security and assistants partaked in, I'm not hearing much of Diddy's name. I'm hearing, so how were you a part of this? So what happened to you? So when so-and-so did this and that to you, to me, it feels like a redirecting. And I don't like that.
It's giving like they want the drama. Like I think it's giving like they want the drama of a TV show. Like they're looking for things to keep. It's not so much about like the charges to me. It's more about like, airing these people's personal tea, which I'm sipping. I'm not gonna lie. I
They
am
emptying the
sipping.
clip.
We are like definitely telling a lot. It's more like I still haven't seen. I guess I've seen where they could say the sex trafficking because he's flying escorts, to them in different places. I can see where the sex trafficking might come in there, but as far as the racketeering, I haven't seen that.
I feel like they're reaching and they're grasping for straws because the man is smart. The man specifically did things calculated. When his assistant got up there and said nothing but business was handled on the business credit card, everything else was handled separately. It was like, okay, so now you can't make this an enterprise thing. Now, how does this change the RICO allegation? And is there any proof that any of this was done outside of that? Does that make sense? Like, okay, was any of this actually done with the business card? Does anybody know that? It's like, but when he takes all of those things and he's specifically separating the finances and the cards and what he's purchasing with, the man is intelligent.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? I seen your post the other day where you were like, where's Farnsworth Bentley?
Baby, nowhere to be
comment on
found.
it, but I say, no. Okay, so I heard. Okay, so Primming he does lives on Saturday. He does lives every day, but on Saturdays he has lives where he allows people to come in, share information, all that kind of stuff. And this one girl, she came in like, cause he was like, yeah, where's? Somebody asked where's Swansworth Bentley, and he was like, yeah, where is he? And this girl, she called in and she said, well, Swansworth Bentley had moved to Atlanta. And he got married and he's had children now, so he's just living a low-key life.
I saw that story online where it was like, oh, he has a wife, he's married. I didn't hear the portion about the kids, but that was old. The article that I read, I don't have a reference for the article, you guys. I didn't think that I would be bringing it up. Because I don't want to give you guys details of where I'm getting information without giving you where I collected it from. So it was an article online. I cannot provide where I got it from, but it was an older article. It wasn't something present day, but it did show him with a very gorgeous black woman, and they were like posed together, and they were saying that this is his wife, that he's married, and he's separated from the situation. I would, however, I understand he has his own life to live now, but I think he's a pertinent part of this case. I don't know how they would subpoena him or get him in, but I feel like he needs to be questioned.
Do you think that he stopped working for Diddy? Because it was a while ago. Like, he was around during like the Danity Kane era and all of that. Like, he was around during that. Remember, he had a show on MTV and it was called From G's to Gents. I loved that show.
So
I think I can't remember what year that was. No, I was like,
I will say this about Fonzo. I will say this about Farnsworth Bentley. I think that he is a very intelligent man, similar to Diddy. I think he had a plan and he needed a platform. He got that platform with Diddy. He got what he needed from that platform to go ahead and not only get his plan in motion, but I think he completed his plan. I think he got what he needed and he did. I think he's a smart man.
He was like, to me, like the original assistant. Like, Farnsworth is like the original assistant. he was like umbrella, everything. Like me, that's what he was. But I would definitely love to hear some of his experiences. He was there during the J-Lo era, all of that.
I'm wondering
Definitely
if he
would like
was
to hear
more.
his experiences.
I'm wondering if he was
Hmm?
more. I'm wondering if he was more because it seemed like I wasn't there. I don't know if there's any validity to what I'm about to say, so keep that in mind. I wonder if there was more there because it seemed from afar, outside looking in, that Diddy had some type of affinity for him.